Hello, everybody, and welcome to the long December. Now, with 50% more of one of us in the shop. Welcome to DWN Productions, THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at, BOGOB.com. Joe, how was your week?
The week was busy, Tom. Yeah, I was busy preparing for Horror for the Holidays, the ninth annual in Austin, Texas, and I went to that, and it was much better this year because they didn't hold it on the weekend right after Thanksgiving. Black Friday, the weekend that people are still in town. The past 2 years have been okay, but not as good as they were previous. This year, it was fucking great because, yeah, that timing makes a difference. This show, it's a holiday market thing, but spread over 2 days. And, you see people there. Some of them have some good shit. A lot of people don't have good shit. They just have stuff that I personally wouldn't buy. Maybe other people would. There's just some little knickknacks that I'm not into, but other people do have knickknacks that I think, hey, that's pretty cool. But I try not to buy much for myself during the holidays, and since nobody except for my daughter in my family is into horror and stuff, then I'm not gonna really buy anything. Uh, but on the way home, Tom, so, packed up, took off. Oh, special thanks to our buddy Max Meehan for letting me crash at his place and hang out, let me fall asleep while he put on The Terror Within. But we'll get to that a little later and watch some other stuff with him that I fell asleep on too. Because I'm an old man, Tom. I get tired. Down on a comfortable couch and there's a movie going, I'm just gonna fall asleep now. Um,
Well, to be fair, that's not anything new. That's happened ever since I first met you.
I've
So,
been old for a while. Uh, so on the way home, I stopped and picked up Robert, the neighbor, because he was doing a vacation thing, and I picked up him in Belton, and then we stopped at a store, and this was an odd little store, Tom. It had like it's said like a smokehouse thing, the Texas Best Smokehouse. So I thought they'd have some like good like little meats and bags or something, some good looking jerkies or something, but it wasn't really like a Texas flair. So I picked up some kangaroo jerky. Those animals down under that hop around and shit and, fight people if you put boxing gloves on them. Uh, Fuck, this is not good. This is not good at all. This tastes like shit. It's just like, fuck, where's that soda I bought just to wash that down or just spit it out the window or shit.
what was it like? Bullfrog jizz? What kind of wacky pop did you get?
Some kind of weird Mountain Dew flavors or something, but they did have shit like that. They had root beer with bacon flavor. And so what the fuck? It's just like an oddities of snacks place, you know. Um, yeah. And then fought traffic for a Sunday night. Traffic was like really fucking idiotic. People were cutting across 3 or 4 lanes and shit. And I don't think they were drunk. I just think they were assholes. But yeah, the show was good. Thank you, Blood Over Texas, for having me out there again. Well, I mean, I pay to be out there, but you could say no anyway. I'm sure you do to some people. Uh, yeah, that was my week. How about yours?
What what
I,
was the hail situation like?
no hail this time, thankfully. I did say my prayers and went to mass or catechism, whatever the fuck they call it. I went to that before it. No, I didn't. Uh, Yeah, because I know it's Christmas and everything, but I ain't into all that Jesus stuff. Um, I don't know, Tom. That's for
Well,
a
maybe, Joe, maybe you should let him be into you.
mm, mm.
Not in your ass, into your heart, I mean.
Maybe on my deathbed. You know, I've, we said before, like on our greatest fears list. That's one of mine that I'll just fucking cave and start praying, right as I'm dying. Oh, please, Jesus, please let me in. Let your lost son back into the fold. Yeah, hopefully not. Oh, shit. We switched places, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Now I gotta fucking restructure myself, Lost in the woods here.
Oh, so maybe the doing it on the phone is going to be just about the same there,
Well,
Joe.
that. Like, like we're in sync instead of there was a delay, there was a lag, as you like to call it, and I'm not getting that now.
So this is better for now?
Yeah. What
Okay.
Jake, are we having a lag or anything?
Yeah, I did the Tales from the Crypt reviews last night 'cause I usually do them on Monday, but since we're doing this, I switched them around and shit. So I did it inside, and yeah, it was a little fucked. When I did the Godzilla ones on this is fine. You know what I found out?
What's
I
that?
have LTE internet. And that was like the good internet you would get on your phone like 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
So this, my actual phone, the 5G or whatever the fuck garbage it's on now, oh, it makes it run better. All that equipment in there that was bought and shit. Just use your phone, fat boy. You can't get incoming calls, which we'll get to. But, go out in the shop and use the old phone.
Jake in the comment section says that you sound that there's no lag, but you sound queer.
No, it's
Oh, he
like
says
I'm
he says you sound funny. I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
yeah, like 'cause they what's it? The microphone's not that great. It's just the microphone that's on the phone. So I am going to go to old AT&T this week and see what they can do for internet because they say that they offer the fiber internet by me, which one of my buddies said that's the best you can get. We'll see. But last week, maybe the end of last, I forget when, maybe I
Let me
about
interrupt
two.
real quick, Tom, if I may. Just bear in mind that when we got fiber here, that's when my connection with my laptop was fucky because the laptop's old and it's not good enough for fiber. So
I'll ask questions for sure.
okay.
Um. So yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I got a hold of this contractor because the back door is like kind of off and not shutting right. Come to notice, I think something might be fucked up with the foundation. Terrific. So, this dude, I called him like 2 months ago, and he says, yeah, because of the lack of rain, the drought and shit, give it 2 months just to make sure it isn't the foundation and shit. So it was the time to call him. I was like, hey, man, are you able to come out? We set a date, and then that date came and went. Nothing. I was like, well, what the fuck? So then I hit him up like around 5, 6. Hey, just seeing what's going on. Oh, I'll be there tomorrow by 8:30. I said, all right, fine. So it's like 10 a.m. I woke up early just to be up and shit. Sent him a text, hey, where are you? Nothing for like a half hour. And he was like, I was just said, all right, your services are no longer needed. Don't bother coming. And then he called back right away. And I said, fuck this. Like, I'm not, of course he's, oh, no, I want to get the job and the money. I'll call. And I didn't even bother. So, early last week, my phone's blowing up in the morning. I have all these voice messages. Turns out I had voice messages from months ago, people saying, oh, I don't know what's going on. Your phone's just going straight to voicemail. I've never got any of these fucking calls. And four of the messages were from that dude saying, fucking, hey, I got to reschedule. Something came up.
You fucking prick.
When I got that shit, though, I was like, oh, fuck. So I did send him a text and let him know and apologized and all that shit. But ain't gonna want to fucking work here. And I understand that shit. But yeah, so now I gotta look into fucking a new phone provider, too, if I can't even get incoming calls.
Well, try not to insult them, when you're doing that.
No, but I did. I apologized. I said, oh shit, dude, I heard that. My bad. I thought you were just, fucking ignoring me. Nope. But that's fine. I wouldn't have replied or said anything either. Like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I gotta fucking find somebody to check the old foundation on the house because that's a cheap repair.
Well,
There's
found it
just
fixed, Tom. I'll go up there, me, you, and Corey. We'll knock that shit out.
nice. What do we do? Spray foam underneath it or
Yeah,
some shit?
exactly.
Okay.
You got a lot of foam there already, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And a lot of marshmallow fluff. So hopefully that'll help too. If not, it'll just fill our bellies while we work. You ever eat any marshmallow fluff and peanut butter
What the
sandwiches?
fuck that is? No.
You don't know what marshmallow fluff is?
No.
Maybe you aren't white, Joe. Maybe you aren't white. Oh shit. Well, I watched nothing but winners this week, Joe.
I saw you were on a
I
little
w-
there with documentaries and such.
that is exactly what I was going to get into. So it turns out old Vinegar Syndrome did release King on screen, that documentary about Stephen King adaptations. Oh, fuck. So I guess this is some foreign shit, and they wanted to have these wraparounds. So it's like a lady going into a town, and there's all these Stephen King references, and uh, Mick Garris is in there making a cameo, and John Russo, and all these fucking other people. They're in there making cameos with all these Stephen King references. And then people come in and talk about Stephen King and his movie adaptations and shit. And Stephen King's nowhere to be found. He couldn't be bothered with this shit. And then it ends with fucking the lady. She was going to a creep shop, woohoo, to sell a painting or whatever. And so it's the end, and old Russo's like, I wouldn't go out there. But he said it with way less personality than I did. And then she's like, oh, I'll be fine. Tee hee, mate. So she opens the door. Oh, the mist is coming in. And she walks out, and blood hits the window, and that's it.
What is
Uh,
into Stephen King with John Russo? Is there something I'm forgetting?
they were fucking, I don't know. He was at a convention or something, and they got him to shoot this shit. I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah. And I'm sure they talk to people like Jack Nicholson, right?
No,
Oh, Sissy Spacek.
not at all.
Maybe Rob Reiner or James Conn.
No.
You know.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
You had Mick Garris. You had the guy who made that vampire show from last year, or whenever the fuck you're listening to this, on Netflix. That fucking Midnight Mass. Is that the name of something?
The director Flanagan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There you go.
we'll get to him.
And just a couple of directors, and the usual faces that you can get for
How about
something of this ilk.
How about the lady that does the voice of Lisa Simpson? Did they get her?
They did not.
Couldn't even get that. No.
Not this time.
Well, she makes big money, so I would imagine not. You know.
Oh, they had what's his nuts? The guy who directed Friday the 13th, 6th.
I don't know.
All the stars, Joe. Frank Darabont, he was in it.
That's something.
Uh, they showed footage of Tom Hanks. I don't really give a fuck about a Stephen King. Like, I like Thinner because it sucks and I laugh at it. Creep Show's cool. Knight Rider's cool because, it sucks and it's fun to laugh at, but I don't want to go back and watch Christine. I liked that when I was a child, so I'll just
Talk
never
about.
watch that again. We're gonna what?
Did they talk about the Running Man?
A little bit.
All right.
A little bit. Yeah, it was okay. If you're a fan of Steve McQueen and his adaptations, check it out. If not, don't bother. And then I watched, what is it, 24 by 36, a documentary on movie posters. I guess it kind of is. Start out a little bit on, how they would make these movie posters like fucking extravagant because you could put whatever you wanted to on a poster because it was a painted image. Didn't necessarily have to be what was in the movie, just something to get people in there. So we learn a little bit about the people who painted these posters and, how the studio wouldn't let them sign them and all this kind of shit. And then we talk about how they like faded away from the painted posters in the 90s where they just wanted big faces because big faces sold, you see, Joe. So you had like those face collages, like the Scream posters and Face Off and all that. And then for about 66% of the movie, they just talked about that company Mondo and companies like it who just make like these fucking new movie posters off of old posters or old movies and the people who collect them and the people who paint them. And it was like, oh, we started out good. Then we just kind of went into some bullshit here.
Well, I mean,
So
I call them Funko now because they were bought by Funko, but they were getting shitty before Funko bought them out. So that's not even, you can't blame Funko, you know.
yeah, it was if you're interested at all about like movie posters and shit, first 30 minutes or so is all right and put it on in the vacuum or put it on in the background and vacuum or some shit. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it's hard to see the forest through the trees, Joe.
Did they talk to Drew Struzan, who did a shitload of posters in the 80s?
They might have, but they definitely talked about him.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying because he does conventions, so I figured maybe they cornered him at some point.
If he's still alive, then I would say yes. Yeah, it was. I mean, it just turned into a fucking commercial. So
Yeah.
I think those are the only two documentaries I watched there, Joe.
Well, shortly after we recorded our last episode, Tom, I turned on and watched another 2023 movie. And this one is called Oregon Trail, not Oregon, like the state. This is Oregon Trail, like the organs in your body. Why? Because is it about organ harvesting? No. Is it about look, I don't know why they picked this thing. Maybe because they thought somebody thought it was funny, and I thought, well, with that, they're making like one of these new modern horror comedies, and I'll give it a shot, even though I don't like a lot of the comedies that are out now or shit that other people think is funny. Uh, I know that there was a video game. Nobody needs to fucking tell me that. I fucking know. But this is not based on that video game either. This is about a family of pioneers that is going down the Oregon Trail, I guess, to find, some land that they can settle on and not have to deal with minorities or whatever. But they are ambushed by uh, by some outlaws. They set it up to where there's this lady that they save, they rescue her, and they nurse her back to health. And then when they're unawares, the outlaws come in and they kill everybody except for the young daughter. And she's not young. She's maybe, I guess she's supposed to be like 16 in the movie or whatever, but she looks older, and she's not attractive at all whatsoever. So I don't know that this young lady will have much of a career. Uh, and then it's about this girl escaping or trying to escape, and somebody helps them, and now the outlaws are after them, and you got to fight the outlaws, and she's I don't know, getting pursued by them. And Tom knocked off for a little while, but he's trying to come back on, and there he is. But he's got a big pause button in front of him for some reason, but that's gone now. This movie, it was competent, I guess you can say. It looked good, it had some good cinematography, but you just didn't give a shit. It's like, who cares? These bad guys they're just caricatures of bad guys, and like, where are they getting all their fucking supplies from? Why is there an abandoned town on the Oregon Trail where people would just take to go from place to place? There's not supposed to be fucking anything on it, much less a ghost town. So I don't know. Like I said, it would have been an okay Western, but at one point, the main villain, he's fucking set on fire, and he's just like out, and he's on fire, like he's burned to death. But nah, that fucker gets up and, hassles them some more, all burnt up and shit. Tom would have loved it because, burn effects are Tom's thing. Uh, it's another 3 movies. It's just not, it's not good, but it's not bad. Yeah, this fucking sucks. Just a whole lot of mediocrity this year, and this is another one to throw on that pile. I can't recommend it. I'll say that. Oregon Trail. Fuck it. I'll drive.
Oh, I tried to switch the microphone or fix the microphone, but there's nothing I can do. Can you hear that it sounds shitty?
It sounds a little better now.
Oh, all right.
Everybody says suck. I think they're just, Oh, no, well, they're saying the sound sucks. I guess I was saying you suck, but, Jake shared it. That's good enough.
Right. Oh shit, Joe. I watched a movie called The Resurrected. This is a H.P. Lovecraft adaptation directed by Dan O'Bannon, the dude who directed Return of the Living Dead.
I think I've seen
This one, this one's about a lady. She hires a private detective. She's like, "Hey, my husband's been spending all his time working on a secret project. He bought this fucking house away from the country so him and this other dude can, do research there." And it turns out he's fucking conjuring up fucking mutants or resurrecting bodies or some fucking shit. I don't know. H.P. Lovecraft fucking sucks. The creatures in this are pretty cool, but it's all fucking shot weird. Like the big fucking climax in these catacombs, they made the decision to just light everything with the flashlights they're carrying, and that fucking sucks. And then there's some weird digital effects over some of the creatures. I don't know if it was just not greatly shot stop motion, but this movie was almost cool. It's just it didn't hit for me, dog. Plus, I know I'm happy they didn't mention Miskatonic University, so that kind of gets a point. But it was a bunch of bullshit, and I just really didn't give a fuck, Joe. And if you give a fuck, I will have it in my Blu-ray box at the old Houston Horror Film Fest pop-up market.
Yeah, like I said, I think I've seen this one, but I don't remember it, so I guess it didn't strike a chord, as they say with me. I don't know.
Like if you like monsters and shit, watch it once for the monsters, but
Fuck monsters. Anything with monsters, I don't even want to watch it. Yeah, I thought there's some pink Godzilla coming out soon, so yeah, fuck it.
I would say that's more purple. And speaking of Godzilla X Kong, I don't know what Kong's Little Manila's supposed to call, but if we can call that guy, start a petition or just start it to call him Little Pingo, that would be great. Because I don't know why the fuck I thought of that, but as soon as I seen that stupid fucking thing, and I said, oh, look, it's Little Pingo.
Well,
So,
as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh shit, they went the Baby Groot route, so they can have
no,
some.
it's Manila. It's just Kong's Manila.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck that is.
The little fucking, Manila is like little Godzilla, with the big eyes and, ooh, I'm Godzilla's baby. You
Hmm.
remember that one.
You don't remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what Little Pingo is, you see.
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Is it you or me?
Me.
I'm already done with this shit.
Okay, so I watched uh some episodes, or I gave a shot to what people were fucking raving about earlier in the year, and it's a Netflix miniseries called "The Fall of the House of Usher." And you mentioned this guy earlier, and I already forgot his name, and I mentioned it earlier, but he did Midnight Mass, the miniseries that everybody raved about like a year or 2 years ago, vampire shit, and it was okay. And then the vampire came out, and then it was stupid. It was really dumb after that. Now this one, it's dumb right off the bat. You know, it's this guy telling a story to this DA that's been after him. This guy's a billionaire, and he has a pharmaceutical company, and this DA has been after him for a long time, trying to bring him down for, putting out drugs that are hurting the public and shit. And as he's telling this story, Tom, there's ghosts standing behind the guy, like scary looking decomposed bodies and shit. And he starts talking about his children, and everybody's a piece of shit, but he's got children like multi-ethnic children, Tom. So so everybody
That's
has
nice.
a place in the sun. He's got some Arabic kid. He's got, I don't know if this one's a Chinese, but this one's definitely gay, and this one's definitely bi, and this one, because they don't want to pay both a Mexican and a black, so they've got this black Cuban in there. All these people are his children, Tom. And well, they're all pieces of shit too, because they're all privileged, rich children. And each episode, one of them's dying. He's recounting the way the spirit is chasing after them, and in between that, it's telling his backstory. He did something. Him and his sister did something horrible to amass their fortune, but who gives a fuck? First episode, there was no hook. I didn't give a shit about anybody in it. There was nothing there to intrigue me. Second episode, all right, this has a little gore, but still, the story fucking sucks. Third episode, even Lisa's ready to tap out of this shit, and it's like, good. Fuck it. It's not going to get any better. There's a lot of Poe references. So instead of just doing the House of Usher story, they're mixing in other little stories, but updating them, giving them a modern day flair, Tom, or just, hey, they'll just show a raven sitting there. Oh shit, that's awesome. A raven. Oh fuck. This guy's name is Roderick. Oh, who gives a shit? And man, people that were just sucking the dick out of this episode. I mean, not the whole series, and I think it's like 8 episodes. Like, fuck, the same shit over and over and over. Just like, how's this prick gonna die? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? I don't, and I'm not gonna finish it. And just like this guy, he can go fucking sit down right next to Ty West in the fucking little bench of people that I'm never gonna watch any of the other shit they ever do again. Flanagan, that's his name. Flanagan fucked me again. And that's what but not all the way. You only got the tip in this time, Flanagan, because I'm fall of the House of Usher. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are all stupid, man.
Oh, Joe. New Christmas horror movie on good old Shudder from the fine people at Shudder, Joe.
Shudder.
It's a Wonderful Knife. Have you heard of it?
I've seen people posting about it recently, but I'm not reading their posts. I'm just like,
So I heard a early review for this, and they said, "Oh, the guy who made Tragedy Girls made this." And I said, "All right, I thought Tragedy Girls was pretty cool. I'll check this one out." Ah, this guy sure does like to make fucking effeminate movies there, Joe. So this one's about a lady and her gay brother and her lesbian sister. And her lesbian sister, I haven't heard anybody bring this up because, they have class. But the lesbian sister who's played by Ginger Snaps and Freddy vs. Jason and Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. That lady, she looks older now. But anyways, her wife, she has like this big ass Pluto birthmark from the Hills Have Eyes remake on her face. And nobody brought that up anywhere because, it's inclusive. And I was just like, I see what you're doing here. It's because you're one of these. Everybody like, okay, I get it. That's nice of you, but no, you don't have to shoehorn everything into this fucking movie. And I guess he did, so there would be an audience because the movie's kind of lame. But a lot of it has to do with that pandering shit. So it's kind of has the feel of a Hallmark Christmas movie. So this girl, her dad's like the second to a real estate agent, played by Justin Long, and somebody won't sell their house. Justin Long dresses up as a killer. He kills people. She fucking kills him, and that's like the first 15 or so minutes. And then fucking we go a year later, everybody's doing great except her because her friend died and she killed this guy. So like everything's fucked. She looks up in the sky and sees an aurora borealis, Joe. And she says, "Ooh, I wish I was never born." And then she goes into the other timeline to where she was never born. And she needs to find out who the killer is and kill the killer so she can get back to her time. But while she's there, she forms a lesbian relationship with the weirdo girl of the town. And then they kill the killer. And she says, "Oh, I want to go home, Aurora Borealis." And she does. She wakes up. Her parents are like, "Oh, I'm sorry we didn't let you heal and all that shit. Let's have a Merry Christmas." So they're all having a fucking Merry Christmas. And she says, "Oh no, lesbian. I gotta go see her because she was gonna kill herself on Christmas because she didn't have any friends and family and shit. So she goes back and turns out she somehow has all the memories from her not being in that other timeline. But it was a Christmas miracle and she got it. They went inside, probably had boxed lunches, and that was the end. Very, very pandering movie. This was, Joe. uh, I thought it was okay, and then I just thought, this is very, very pandering, so fuck you. Go watch Tragedy Girls instead. Unless you just absolutely need a new holiday or a Christmas horror movie to watch this year, but there's no kills or anything really worth a shit. Shudder.
Tom, the last one that I watched is this called Hoarders. Look at that cover. Look at this cast of fucks here. Yeah. So Hoarders, and I was looking for a poster of it to share on a little review that I do on Facebook. I couldn't find anything. So turns out it was renamed The Horde. So where did I get this? I think Slasher Dave gave this to me, along with a bunch of other movies, about 2 or 3 years ago. Hey, take these so you can review them on the show. Yeah, it's taken me a while with Metal Dave. Sorry, but yeah, this is the last one I think you gave me, and yeah, they've all sucked, by the way, Dave. Uh, this one is no exception. This is a mockumentary, Tom. You know, one of your favorite genres. And what they are mocking this time is reality shows. So there's a famous show called Hoarders already, you know, and it's been going on. I saw for like 11 seasons, maybe longer, which just follows people that hoard shit. And it also, at the same time, mocks uh, the shows where people go into haunted places and, hey, is there any spirits here? You know, oh, I thought I heard something over there. I'm definitely feeling a presence. Uh, yeah, so all that bullshit. That's what this is about. It's a paranormal team that goes to haunt hoarders places that have haunted shit that they've accumulated. Anyway, it's set up, looks like a reality show, and it sounds like a reality show, and that part of it, they fucking did a good job on that. Like whoever did that should probably go work on real reality shows. Better job of that. But like real reality shows, there's a lot of filler. Like in reality shows where they'll just take some time and show like the skyline of a place or just show outside for a while or just show the cast walking. They do that a lot. And I'd say that eats up like 15 minutes of the movie, you know, so they got their runtime up to a feature just by doing that shit. Um, holy shit. Okay, so there's one guy that's really good. The guy whose house they go to look at all his hoarded shit. That guy's badass. He's a really good actor, and I'm surprised to see him in this movie. You know, I don't know who the fuck he is, but the thing is, he makes everybody else look like shit. You know, makes them look like the amateurs that they are, the no talent hacks that they are. They're probably only in this movie because they're friends with the director or whatever. Look, if you're an independent filmmaker and you got somebody in your movie that can really fucking act, kick them the fuck off. Get them out of there because it's going to make your movie look even worse than it actually is. All they're going to say is they got one guy with talent. You make all your other schlubs look even worse, you know? So do your friends a favor, kick that motherfucker out. You know, just, you know, be polite. You know, hey, you're too good for this, dude. You got to go. And, just,
I'm looking out for you.
yeah. Even, you know, we know this is not a good movie. You know, we know everybody sucks. You know, they don't know they suck. They think they're fucking great. They think they're going to go on to do big shit someday. You know, hey, they were an extra on Transformers 3, you know. Uh Fuck the independent film people, man. They are some delusional fucks. Uh, I'm talking about the actors. I think a lot of the no, even some of the directors and shit, they think they're fucking making art. They think they're making. Don't dare criticize some shit they did, because oh fuck, you know they're gonna release the dogs on you. I don't know, but anyway, fuck this movie, The Horde. I think there's already a movie named The Horde too. Not even that old.
Oh, there, Joseph. I watched a movie called Onyx the Fortuitus and the Talisman of Souls. So after watching this movie and posting about it, people said, "Oh yeah, this is a YouTube guy. It's like a YouTube character that this guy does, and he crowdfunded this movie." So this is a horror comedy. It looks and sounds pretty good. You know, the worst thing is when you're watching a comedy and not a goddamn thing about it funny, Joe.
I know.
There's no worse time you're gonna have in life than someone just thinking it's funny and it's just not to the person that's taking in their brand of humor. So this one's about a fucking dork ass bitch. He dresses like a fucking, I don't know. I want to say like maybe like a 2000s goth raver girl. It's fucking weird. And he wants to win this contest that there's 5 people who will win, and he'll go to like an Anton LaVey type person and they'll do witchcraft shit together. So he gets picked. The Anton LaVey guy is played by Jeffrey Combs. And, it's just him getting ready to do this ceremony and the other guy. And there's cool ass looking puppets in it. Like these fucking ghoul things. Like there's one that's a lady with red hair. Like these puppets look really fucking cool. Like way better than they should be for this fucking movie. So the puppets are fucking awesome. Everything else about this movie is fucking horrible. The dude made the decision that, hey, I'm going to deliver my lines like this and just move my face like this and just keep talking like this the whole time because it's funny. Christ. He's the main fucking character. He wrote, directed, produced, starred in this fucking thing. He thought it was the God, ugh, for God, ugh. This guy just thought this shit was so fucking, like, if you do some shit like that, you have to be a piece of shit in real life. Just to think like that much of yourself, like, oh yeah, this is the best ever. Oh, it was fucking awful. Awful, awful. The comedy was awful. Just him talking in that stupid fucking voice. Uh, like, I got up, it was about 15 minutes, and I was just like, I normally don't turn shit the fuck off, but this is turning right the fuck off. So I pick up the remote, and right when I do, it just starts flashing like pictures of all these puppets. And I was like, fuck! Now I gotta sit around so I can see what these fucking things actually look like. I don't want to say I'm glad that I did, because the movie is fucking terrible. Like, it should not look and sound as good. as it does, and have all these. Sorry, this shit makes me want to puke. And have all these dope ass fucking puppets in it, but oh, dude, it was so painfully fucking unfunny. That's why I was just like, I hit you up. I'm just like, he kind of looks familiar. Hey, Joe, this ain't your buddy that works at Frightmare, is it? You said nope. All right, so good to go. Fuck this piece of shit. One of the worst of the fucking year, easily. It is just if you're a dickhead, you might like it. Check it out, but god damn. So, Joe, did you know that George Kennedy is not John Kennedy's brother?
Wait, what? Huh.
He's not. Did you know that George Kennedy was married 4 times, twice to the same woman?
I did not know that, but it's always curious when people do something like that.
The pussy must have been good, as they say.
Yeah.
Did
And
you know that George Kennedy enlisted in the army and served for 16 years?
I knew he
Some of those. You knew what?
I knew he was enlisted for a while. I didn't know he was enlisted that fucking long.
And he served under George C. Scott.
Hmm.
He was born in New York City
Hmm.
and died in Idaho of a long heart condition that he had. I guess he had heart disease or some shit. And what else do I? He won an Oscar. Can you believe that?
No.
He won an Oscar, and that means absolutely nothing, as we are about to tell you, because we watched the Roger Corman produced picture. Wait, I was going to say Through the Looking Glass, but that's not what this is called. What's this?
This is called The Terror Within. So,
Hey, oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if you like alien ripoffs, especially ones that suck dick.
We'll get to that. So, this is a film that takes place in the future, a possible future. The world has suffered some sort of calamity, especially in California, the desert where this is filmed, the same desert where a lot of alien landscapes are filmed, a lot of Star Trek episodes that are supposed to be on an alien world were filmed in this particular desert. There's a cave they'll go to at one part early in the film that's used in a lot of films. Makes me wonder if Hollywood has some kind of property, ownership there or whatever. But anyway, humanity's been kind of decimated. We got people living in underground shelters that are trying to communicate with other underground shelters. And what are they doing? Some kind of science research. I don't know, but there's people maybe that are living on the surface world, but maybe they're irradiated or something. Or if not, if they're not dying from radiation or something, there's some creatures out there that they call goblins. Now that's
Gargoyles.
gargoyles. Yeah, not goblins, gargoyles. And you got to watch out for them gargoyles. But, as they're researching, they send people out. All of a sudden, they're missing. So, what do? You send more people out, and your dog. And, they come across a lady just running around, and like say, hey, well, we got to bring her back to camp, and she's just looking all bug-eyed and crazy. There's a creature out there, gargoyle, and we only see this gargoyle so far, thankfully, through gargoyle vision. We see the monster's POV. Anyway, they get back to the base, and hey, this lady's pregnant, we brought in. All right, well, well, wait a minute. There's something wrong here. Let's fucking kill it. Yeah. So abortion's still a thing, and it's still legal. Anybody that was worried about it being made illegal, this movie shows in the future, it's safe. It's still, you ladies can kill your babies as often as you want. This lady, though,
Thanks, George Kennedy.
she doesn't have a choice. They're going to kill it, but, as they're cutting into it, oh shit, the fucking creature comes out. The seems like she's pregnant from one of them gargoyles, and it runs off, and they're trying to find it and shit. And while they're doing that, a gargoyle, a big grown one, busts in the place, and we see a little too early on what this creature
I think it was that one grown up.
was.
I
It
think it rapidly,
because I remember there was one
grows.
to bust in from the shaft or whatever.
I think that one was trying to get in.
Okay, so this one grows up real quick, within a day or 5 minutes our time. It's grown, and it wants to fuck. It wants to make another gargoyle. What do you do? How do you do that? By fucking women, whichever women are there. And well, we see the suit early on, the gargoyle suit, and man, does it suck. This is one shitty monster. Uh, and then from there, it's like, hey, let's break up into teams. We don't have weapons because this is not a military style base, so we got to make whatever weapons we can to deal with this gargoyle. And then they hunt it down. It knocks up our main character, Andrew Stevens. It knocks his woman up, and she kills herself.
And then, hold on. Oh, that lady's getting the business from the monster, and George Kennedy says, "Oh, I'm gonna take care of this. You go around back, and while I distract the monster, you pull her away." So he said, "Hey, over here, monster. What about me?" So then they pull her away, and then the monster tries to get George Kennedy pregnant. It's fucked up, Joe. This movie sucks, except for that part when George Kennedy got fucked by a monster.
And, the rest of it is the rest of it. Like Tom said at the beginning of this is a definite Alien ripoff. Some of the characters are definitely lifted from Alien. The Harry Dean Stanton and Yaphet Kotto, they've got two characters that are exactly like them. The thing with not having weapons, the whole fucking chest bursting scene, and the rapid growth of the alien. Definite, definite ripoff without a budget. Without any actors to sell it, except for George fucking Kennedy. God damn it. Like, the magic of this man, the reason we're doing these films is that he's either too dumb to know that he's in a shitty movie, or he's just such a dedicated actor that he's going to give it his all no matter what. And that's what he does here. And again, like Hoarders, you don't put an actor of that caliber in with a bunch of fucking garbage. He's just too good. He's too good for this. And he's a big guy too, so I thought, man, he's gonna fucking, that alien's not gonna fuck George Kennedy. Nope. This guy right in the balls. And no, well, that didn't happen, unfortunately, because they were going for realism here. Uh yeah, I would warn anybody to watch this. Don't watch it if you're even a little bit tired, because I fell asleep twice on this fucker. It takes shit like 30 minutes, and it's an hour and 30-minute movie. It takes 30 minutes before it gets rolling, and even then it's not very exciting. It's just kind of like, well, fuck, I've watched 30 minutes. Let's see where this goes. Oh shit, that monster looks horrible. oh god damn, now it's crawling through the fucking air ducts and it looks even worse crawling.
Yeah, it looks like a really, really discounted version of the Beast from Feast, and you can see like the actor's eyes through it, so it just looks goofy, and it has this weird little upturned pig nose and shit, and the body just looks like it was carved out of foam, just really static and just like a really, really piss poor version of the Beast from Feast, and it was mm, not good, and they show it a lot.
In later they're showing like then they have it in like a bunch of smoke and flashing red lights where you can't see it. Well, you should have done that at the beginning and then disappoint us. Don't disappoint us the first time you see it. Build up to that disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, this is just your typical Roger Corman slap out a fucking product quick so we can make a couple bucks and move on to the fucking next disappointment. But yeah, like you, I was having a hard time staying awake. This is the second time I've seen this. And yeah, I was just starting to fall asleep, and I was like, oh, now I remember this one. Fuck. Stay up, you fuck.
So I have seen it before. I think it was on a double disc with maybe Dead Space. Uh yeah, one of those Corman classic things where it was two Corman movies on one. But I guess I got to rewatch Dead Space and see if it's gonna go in the old box like Hoarders will, that you can buy at the Houston Horror Film Festival's festive holiday attraction coming in 2 weeks.
Nah, usually we'd be like, oh, hey, the dog in the movie was pretty good. I mean, this dog looked kind of fucking stupid because of how the markings on its face were.
Eyebrows made him look kind of, the markings. It made it look like he had like Groucho Marx eyebrows. Or let's say stick a cigar in that fucking dog and let's see him do some impressions.
Yep, so the dog just looks silly looking. And then there was like one scene where they show the dog walking and then you cut to the next shot. Or no, they show the dog walking and then sit down and then you cut to the next shot and the dog's up and walking. And they keep teasing you like, oh, the dog's gonna get it. The dog's gonna get it. Thankfully, it doesn't. But yeah, not even the fucking dog could save this one. It was I would appreciate it if we never do like, hey, we're gonna watch some Roger Corman movies. I'll say, hey, fuck you.
Yeah, Roger Corman. At Tom. All right.
mm.
All right. So, Terror Within 2 is directed by Andrew Stevens, who is the star of this one. And that one also features his mom, Stella Stevens. I've never watched this movie. I wanted to initially do this as like, we're going to cover both of these, but Tom said, hey, I just talked about those. I must have not been listening at that point, but no, I'll watch that at some point, but not anytime soon. So I'm tired all the time now.
So what George Kennedy masterpiece are we getting into next week? One of the Naked Guns?
No, we should. I mean, that's up to you, Tom. I didn't want to overburden you with George Kennedy with his extensive library, which there's so much good stuff on there. But you bitched at me last time that, oh, that's not a horror movie. Why are we doing Belly? Uh, so keeping it horror, and we are watching Death Ship from 1980.
Joe, you know me. I love Spider Man and all things Spider Man, especially chairs.
You do. Tom, just a quick overview. Marvel 2 in 1 or Marvel Team Up, I'm sorry. And I don't know what issue this is, but this was the strangest shit. This one had Spider-Man teamed up with the not ready for primetime players. Do you know who they are, Tom?
Oh, I think it's something Saturday Night Live related.
Peter Parker went to a fucking live broadcast or whatever when they're filming fucking went with Mary Jane again and then fucking ditched her as the action goes on. And him and fucking John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd and Gilda Radner and whoever the fuck are fighting against the Silver Samurai. And goddamn, guess who was the host of Saturday Night Live for that episode that they were filming, Tom?
Wolverine.
Stan the Man Lee. So Marv Wolfman was really kissing some ass in this one. But yeah, so that sucked. Spectacular Spider-Man. It's the second part of him with Moon Knight fighting the Cyclone or some French fuck. They beat him. And then I read Amazing Spider-Man's whatever we're on, 187, I don't know, 352,
186.
186. And this felt like a fill-in issue. This felt like I guess what they call a cabinet issue, something they just keep for when somebody else, when they can't meet the deadline. But it's not. It's a Marv Wolfman thing. And what the hell happened? Spider-Man saves a guy on a rooftop.
He's the chameleon.
The chameleon. He saves the chameleon. And, the media is like, hey, Spider-Man's not such a bad guy. And the district attorney says, hey, we've been after you because of Captain DeWolf's murder or whoever the fuck. But you're clear. You're all right. Oh, so now Spider-Man can swing around in the day without having to worry about being hassled by cops. He fights the fucking chameleon. The chameleon's up to his tricks. He pretends he's an old lady. And Spider-Man punches an old lady in front of everybody. That's pretty funny, but not funny enough. He beats the chameleon. There's some other fucking villain in the shadows. We were supposed to give a fuck who that is, but we don't. We really don't. Spider-Man's, goddamn, we're close to 200 issues of shit, of just fucking garbage. How did this guy become a fucking, such a sensation? Right now, like we're in the era in the covers where it says American
TV sensation.
Something like that shit. They had the Spider-Man show, the first live Spider-Man that wasn't Electric Company.
He shoots ropes, you see.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, so do I. It's a comfortable chair, though.
This also marked the first issue that's penciled. I don't know if he stays the regular penciler. Keith Pollard, who has done some really nice covers in his time, but this wasn't one of them. And he has never been known, to me at least, for his interior art. And yeah, there's nothing special about his art here.
It's a little amazing, though.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, Joe, got some bad news.
Yeah, you told me earlier.
Yeah, the majority of people voted to keep the fucking top 5 list. So
have to do it every fucking week. Of course they did.
Feel free to hit up the old Facebook page or leave a comment on one of the videos letting us know a top 5 list that you would like to. That would help us out because
humble podcasters here, with some ideas because we're stretched thin,
My audio doesn't even work, so.
Anyway, this week, just on the fly, hey, I don't think we've ever done drug movies. So our
Hey,
top,
we have, but that's all right. And it's
oh
your fault for you guys saying, hey, keep the top five list.
yeah,
Okay. Better throw fucking suggestions at us, dickheads.
the drug movies at number five. I have Altered States, which even the title is drug related. You know, an altered state of consciousness. Get it? It's about doing psychedelics and shit, and then I don't know, it fucks your mind up so much you regress physically along with all the fucking mental shit. I don't know. I like the movie. It's a drug movie, and it's number five.
I have the PCP classic, Joe. Race War the remake. It would have been number one, but I'm not that big of a cunt.
Big enough to have it on your list, though.
Well, since we're not doing honorable mentions, you see.
Right. At number four, I have the multi award winning movie Traffic. I need to go back and watch this again, make sure it's as good as I think it was. But I remember really liking it. It encompasses different avenues of drug use and its effect on society, Tom. And I thought it was pretty good.
My number four is the marijuana classic. It doesn't hold up like it used to. I remember watching it a couple years ago and just going, "Huh?" But it's a classic, so half baked. I have no interest in watching it ever again.
At number three, I have Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is a fun movie about doing drugs. Now, I know a lot of you are probably surprised that I would pick this movie since it's starring a wife beating piece of shit, but it's a fairly good movie, and I hated to see everybody turn on that poor young lady. Why would somebody lie about such a thing? You guys just hate her because you're lovers of the mystique of Johnny Depp or whatever. Fuck him. But this is a good movie, carried along by Benicio del Toro. I think he's the one that makes the movie. He also made the movie Traffic. He's two on my list with old Benicio.
Number three, I have Cheech and Chong's next movie. It's called that because it was their next movie, you see.
I do.
I just didn't know. It was the trivia that they wanted.
At number two, I have The Insider, which is about the drug known as nicotine. And this movie is about the manipulation of nicotine levels in cigarettes to addict America and keep them fucking smoking. Good movie. Really fucking excellent movie.
My number two, I have the marijuana classic, How High. You want a review for it? Click up there. Just kidding. I'm not going to do the link, but there is a fucking review for it if you go dig through the old archives.
And at number one, I have a movie that's been on several of my number one lists, and it is Boogie Nights. And this movie shows how drug makes a powerful and detrimental impact on the entertainment industry. Hmm. Hmm.
My number one is a classic, and that is Brain Damage. It's about Elmer's juice, you see, and the boy becomes addicted to it, sucking on that blue wiener. Mm-mm-mm. Takes some kind of person to come up with that kind of thing, huh, Joe?
Some kind.
Oh, well, tune in next week where we'll hopefully have a listener suggested list. And if not, oh, it'll be a surprise and we'll be about as enthusiastic about it as we was with this one. So again, welcome to the long December. I hope it's as miserable for you as it is for us. Head on over to dwnproductions.net. Masks, bust, props, custom work. Maybe you want a custom crow. If you hit me up asking for that, I will say no, but it's worth a shot. dwnproductions.net. And after that, head on over to
fastcustomshirts.com, where you can see page after page after page of shirts that you can purchase or not. You can just bookmark them for later and not purchase them later as well. Hey, you know, go pick out some Christmas presents. Just don't, email me the next day. Say, my order when it's going. Eventually, it'll get there. Custom work, hit me up if you need custom work. I am traditionally dead right now, but I'm still pretty busy, which is cool. But January, traditionally dead then, so hit me up. Keep me busy, fuckers.
everybody. Enjoy your week. I hope it's a good one. Here's to hoping I get the internet shit worked out. And until next time, boy, gob.